men shave. Real men shave their faces. Real men shave their faces.
Good morning, Stinky Daily Shaver. This morning I have to round out my SingleEdge razor reviews before I do SingleEdge razor wars. Now the two closest are these two. This is the Colonial razor. I can't remember. There's too many names for the company. It has to be different to the razor. It has to be different to something else. This is the Colonial Aluminium. It is about 40 grams. The Hawk on the standard handle is about 40 grams. Now, go and grab ourselves a SingleEdge. I really should have watched where that one went. Now the head fits very firmly, very close machining. Quite surprised at how nicely this has been machined. This is the Razor Rock $20 Hawk. They got a $25 one in black. Now it's done in, I think they've done aluminium and they've chromed it. And the finish, fit and finish on every part is sublime. Take our blade. With the blade in it, as you can see, very nicely machined. Absolutely no wriggle, no jingling, no noise. Joseph out at Razor Rock deserves commendation for getting this guy to market. This guy is 1/3 of the price of this one. Now that's some good going, considering they both weigh the same. But what does it shave like? Only one way to tell, get in today's shave. This is my first shave with this product. What I feel for the first time. It changes over time when you shave with something. Sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't like it, sometimes you've got more work to do. It's a good idea to know these things and know how a person's going to change. I don't want you to be stunned when you get something and you go, it bit me. No one mentioned it biting me. Some of my razors bite and I mention them because they bite me. Okay, getting in. Warm up my U-Butte bowl. You can see the copper's really enjoying being immersed in water. Today, also from Razor Rock, and in keeping with today's shave, some Al Zippo. Mostly because on my last order I got some Al Zippo Aftershave Splash. Soft consistency, nice. I just go and use my thumb, take a bit out. So there we go. Or as I like to say, a nailful should be sufficient. I could load directly from it, but why do that? Now this is a K-Shave Works silver tip. And I'm just going to wet the very tips after squeezing it out. Make sure any excess water disappears from my bowl. Just, I hold it up like that. And then the 3 steps. Froth, broth, and as you patiently blow the lather to bits. Now I've had a shave a couple of hours ago and it's a very warm day, so today I will need additional moisture in my shave. As I say, don't skimp on water, it's a cheap ingredient. Well, for most of us it is. Now, not as thick as I'm used to, maybe I need some more. Second thumbnail full, press it into the bowl. Bad to say you get what you pay for. That's not necessarily true. There's very little difference between something like this and one of my favourites. It's adequate, very adequate. Sometimes you just got to use a bit more, where the same amount in one of my others would have used half as much and gone twice as far. You know, they've got to cut some corners to make everything cheaper. But the question isn't about this particular soap, which I like. It's a very kind of sweet tobacco. A little bit dirty, a little bit like the Chicago one they do. Okay, take our Hawk. I only own Feather Pro blade, so pretty much that's the standard. Well, okay, face feel is fine. Wow. Love the wider blade, love the ability to do long strokes, love the fact it's gliding over my face effortlessly. So far, nothing but good feelings about this. I was expecting something a bit more aggressive, to be honest. They had the word hawk in it. If you're like me, you associate hawk with something a bit more predatory. But no. Let's go whack on a second pass. This won't be a real long shave. Could have felt me face, but let's feel it after the second one. Yeah, and if it was a day where I gave a hoot, I'd worry about getting a better bit of glide, but there's enough soap on my face to do the job. Okay, ear to rear. This is the hard one on my face to do because that's almost entirely against the grain. These single edge razors are well worth considering. Weight wise, this weighs about the same. Mongoose aluminium razor, mildness. It's got the Colonial's smooth gliding. Would you be a bad person for owning this instead of this, or say an above the tie SE1? No, you're just really clever with your money. And your money's better spent on maybe a couple of different types of blades. This is a really aggressive blade, about as sharp and as aggressive as they get, and it has no problems doing the shave. None whatsoever. Just use the water to get that last pass. Okay, a little bit on my chin line there. That is taking off growth with no sound. It's a mild shaver. And mild in the sense with feather. Calling a feather mild is like saying, trying to think of a good analogy. It's like you could get shot by a firing squad, or you could, what's an alternative? Be beheaded. Which would be the quieter one? Which would you want to turn up for? Personally, the quiet one. Yeah, not the firing squad. Who wants to hear the kabang? Might be the last thing you hear, but, whoosh is a much nicer sound. I've decided to go for baby butt smooth in my trouble areas. There is only the smallest margin between this razor and this one. Personally, to hold and feel, I love the weight, design. This one feels in my hand superb. This one has got a traditional razor knurled styled handle, no complaints. I found this bit here to be a bit odd. Since the fit and finish is so good, I forgive it. I don't care. It's very light. It's extremely well machined. I have to just poke my fingernail under the back of it to break the very close grip this has got. There's the base dropped out. There we go. Now they do drop out. With a little bit of tapping, it drops out. As I said, the machining is perfect. Don't like wiping the edge. I only like wiping the body of it along here, just so it dries out without dots. I'll leave it on the bench to dry out. I don't like touching the edge. One, you could cut yourself. On these I don't cut myself. It's DE blades I seem to cut myself. Took a little nick out of that finger last week. Remember when I was running my finger along the blade, being ever so careful? You can be as careful as you like. If you put your finger near a DE blade, you're going to cut yourself. You can cut yourself with those, but I find you don't. I also find that anything that goes near the edge shortens its really sharp life. In my opinion, if it's sharp, leave it alone. I liked it in the new colour. This one is heavier. It's going to be tomorrow's shave, and it is the Icon sitting on the OSS handle. And this one weighs 140 grams. Now, let me show you what we're looking at tomorrow. These are also, the caps only, are selling for $20 if you get one. And what you're getting is wiggle. If you notice, this area here was not machined tight. So if when you put your blade in, you push it up, you'll get mild, and if you pull it down evenly, you'll get aggressive, and you just tighten the handle accordingly. In one respect, it is actually an adjustable SE, depending on how you tighten it down, because it'll tighten down in both positions. As long as you do it evenly with the blade, You'll be laughing. But you will notice two different shaves from the one razor. These are $20, machined out of high-grade aluminium, fit and finished, aside from the wiggle that probably won't be there in version 2. Absolutely perfect. You can shave with this. I've had one shave. I did it on the mild setting. I'll have another shave, and this time I'm going to use the aggressive setting. I'm Stevie Daily Shaver. Looking forward to tomorrow's shave. And today, I'm just going to finish up with a little bit of out of the Zippo. This is definitely a nice splash to go along with it. Why did I pick this one? At the time, it was cheap. Keep an eye on Joseph's clearance and special pages. Almost every day, certainly every week, different pages put up and products change. This was really cheap. He's also going to do something about his international postage. So hopefully after Christmas, sometime, fingers crossed, I and others who don't live, fortunately, in the United States will be able to get a good deal on postage. Something has to come about because I love RazorRock. I love the Italian Barber website, and Maggots at the moment has got it all over everybody, offering $150 spend, free international postage, $200 for some locations. In my case, Australia was $150. So you know how much I spent on Black Friday. Hey, I'm Stevie Daily Shaver, wishing you the best of shaves, and remember, good food, good friends, good shades, amen. While it's nice to be important, it's far more important to be nice. Go forth, spread the good message, wet shaving. Good for you, good for me, good for everybody you know. I'm Stevie Daily Shaver, wishing you the best of shaves, good shaves, and goodbye.
Bearded man, you think that you're so cool, but your face looks like a small marsupial.